If ICE agents illegally conduct a raid in my neighborhood and my local law enforcement won't help, what are some other fun, demeaning, and hurtfully truthful things I could say to their faces?
You're the kind of guy who could ruin a family's life and still ask for a veteran's discount.
Damn.
Currently in Paramount, super peaceful protests, right guys? There's no violence going on. This is what we're greeted with. Where's our right to protest? This is our first constitutional right. We are peacefully protesting. There is no violence going on, and yet they're choosing to do violence towards us. We are just standing by our brothers and sisters, and here they are. This is what they're doing.
Oh shit. Oh man, this guy just... Oh no! Shit's getting real.
Look at that motherfucker.
Let me open it up now for any questions you might have or any points that we can clarify.
Chief, the governor made a very strong statement that he didn't believe the Trump administration needed to activate those National Guard troops and take control of those National Guard troops and send them to their area because he felt he had adequate.
Not sure if that's a bag rolling or if that's or if it's that's a person. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's actually a person that was just kind of continuing to roll down, and that officer on horseback.
They're bringing out wooden samurai swords now. What is happening? LAPD are on horses wielding wooden swords. Bro, are you kidding? Are you kidding me? Look at this motherfucker. Are you kidding? They just have those down at the station ready to go or something? You know what comes next after wooden swords, right? Point blank. Like, why'd you just do that, bro?
How did LA protests erupt over the weekend, with police using rubber bullets and tear gas? And President Donald Trump announcing the deployment of 2,000 members of the National Guard to disperse demonstrators.
My husband's a soldier overseas as we speak, and I'm a veteran. So this angers me.
Peaceful demonstrations began Friday afternoon after federal immigration agents detained dozens of people amid Trump's crackdown on immigration. Demonstrators gathered outside the Metropolitan Detention Center in downtown LA. But as day turned to night, clashes flared, and they continued into Saturday, not only downtown, but around 10 miles southeast in Paramount, California. Officers in tactical gear and gas masks lined the streets and attempted to disperse the crowds. Helicopter cameras captured the moment a car went up in flames amid the chaos. Over at the detention center, protesters held a rally Saturday evening. Police emerged through a gate of the building and eventually fired off rubber bullets, flashbangs, and tear gas, leaving the streets engulfed in white smoke. President Trump, meanwhile, has deployed the National Guard to control what he has called violent insurrectionist mobs online, sparking tensions with Democratic California Governor Gavin Newsome, who called the deployment of troops purposefully inflammatory and warned it would only escalate the situation.
Look, they got full riot gear. They have up there, up top, they have less than lethal. More units are coming in. Okay, they're moving. Take a step back. They might be.
They're jumping over.
They're into the crowd now. I think they're gonna push in from this side of the road. God damn! I came to experience all the taxes I pay for. Where does it go? Chemical weapons being deployed on my neighbors.
How would you kind of quell the fears of people who support the cause but see this and start to get second thoughts?
I mean, it's property damage at the end of the day. We're right here. We're not doing anything. And I don't feel like I'm under threat. I'll tell you when I feel like I'm under threat. When the cops are tear gassing us, when we're on the side of the road, even when we're not even on the road.
Let her go, she's pregnant. Let her go, she's pregnant. That girl is pregnant. Let her go. Let her go, she's pregnant. Let her go. Let her go. Let her go, she's pregnant. Let her go, she's pregnant.
We got it. Don't worry, we got it. We got it.
They just arrested a pregnant girl.
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. And you can tell me I'm wrong if you want. Matter of fact, I want you to prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. But this shit that's going on in LA, this shit is about to be happening all over. It's either that or people are gonna be afraid to come out of their house. Look at all the shit that's going on over there. Trump deployed soldiers over there. 2,000 soldiers over there. They dropped a Black Hawk in the middle of, come on man, in the middle of Compton. In the middle of Compton. Shit is about to get crazy. A lot of people are fed up, man, and the people are not having it. I even heard they locked some ICE agents in a business, and they got the business surrounded, and they won't let these motherfuckers out. I seen videos where people said they were peacefully protesting, and they let off smoke bombs and things of that nature. Reality is, y'all better pay attention because these people are not playing. And just like a lot of people are saying, they want to invoke that martial law. They're looking for every reason to invoke that martial law. And then we're going to have a problem. Then, of course, you got people that agree with this shit, and you got people that will not agree with this shit. We are walking into some dangerous times. We really are, man. I even seen videos where people said that there was bricks delivered strategically in areas where people were protesting. That don't sound similar to y'all? Y'all don't remember when that happened? Listen, all I can say is, y'all better pay attention out here, man. Shit is really about to get real. For real.
The president said it would be fine if you arrested Gavin Newsome. On what grounds would you arrest Gavin Newsome?
Well, that whole thing's been taken out of context. They haven't crossed the line yet, but like any other U.S. citizen, if you cross that line, I don't care who they are, the governor, the mayor, wherever, when you commit a crime against ICE officers, we will seek prosecution.
So this whole thing is just a bunch of noise, basically, because you're not claiming that Gavin Newsome has done anything to impede ICE officers.
Well, I'll leave that up to DOJ, but what I'm saying right now is when someone commits a crime, we'll ask the Department of Justice to investigate and prosecute. So I'm not a prosecutor, so we'll hand that over to DOJ, but right now, there's no intention to arrest the governor right now. I don't know if he crossed that line.
Tell us the situation as you understand it right now.
Right now, things are somewhat calm. We don't see the violence we saw last night.
Why do you think things have gotten more calm?
Look, I don't know. National Guard is now here on the ground helping to protect life and property. They're protecting government property, protecting lives of our officers, but they're also here to protect civilian life.
And finally, when will the National Guard be able to go home?
Well, that's a case-by-case decision. That's a day-by-day decision. We'll see.
Things are getting really fucked up, you guys. Trump and the Trump administration just announced that they are occupying Los Angeles for the next 30 days. That ICE and the National Guard are going to be occupying Los Angeles for 30 fucking days. State rights my ass. The Trump administration has also threatened Governor Gavin Newsom with arrest if he interferes with ICE activities, as well as Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass. All of these are impeachable offenses, if you're wondering. And here's what's gonna happen next. Newsom is either going to do the right thing and interfere and get arrested and become a political prisoner of his own country, or we are going to have a 30-day reign of terror in the city of Los Angeles. And I need you guys to understand, like, the photos that are coming out online are really bad, but these protests are tiny. Like, they are sending in thousands of National Guard troops and thousands of more ICE officials and police, like riot police, over tiny protests, like random, like popcorn protests around the city. This is not like a massive thing. Like, people are not out on the streets. This is an attempt to overthrow the governor of California, overthrow the government of California. This is war on California.
So in case you missed it, the Trump regime and Mr. Homan have added what's called Section 287 to the Immigration and Nationality Act. This also added 38 states, and I believe it was 500 cities, that would now have deputized citizens. I'm going to tell you guys the small handful of states that do not have a binding agreement at this time. So the handful of states that rejected their attempt at the 287G program model are California, Oregon, Washington, Illinois, Connecticut, and New Jersey. Said, you're not doing that bullshit here. Now, there's a few states that have no active agreement. The agency is pursuing opportunities, but there's no actual rejection or pending application. New Mexico, Vermont, Rhode Island, and Hawaii. But the rest of the country has active agreements in place, which ramps up immigration and deputizes citizens to work as ICE agents. So if you want to see more about it yourself, I advise you go to the website. It is all there. I don't like to say too much because then every time I do, my videos get flagged. But kudos to the governors of the states that said, you're not doing that shit here. And they actually fired back and put orders in place that prevents them from deputizing citizens. So again, Washington, Oregon, California, Illinois, Connecticut, and New Jersey. Everybody else, of course, folded.
Here it is, folks. Here's the big, scary fucking LA protest. Look at that. Now, you notice when you see these videos and there's all this chemical smoke and all these fires, and you see all the cops and the National Guard in the background? Well, look, you don't see the cops and the National Guard here. Are there any chemical smoke and is there any fires? No. I wonder what the difference is. I wonder who's causing all that. Makes you think, doesn't it?
Donald Trump just got caught lying about the National Guard deployment and accidentally revealed his real reason for sending them to LA. Now this morning, Donald Trump posted this to Truth Social. Take a look. Great job by the National Guard in Los Angeles after 2 days of violence, clashes, and unrest. Then he goes on to bash Governor Newsome and Mayor Bass. The only problem is the National Guard didn't arrive yesterday. Now this was confirmed by Mayor Bass and the media on the ground, which means that any unrest was taken care of by local and state police, and it also means the National Guard is not needed in LA. So that reveals Donald Trump's real reason. He is trying to create a spectacle. He is looking to get a reason to deploy the National Guard and use this as a litmus test to deploy the National Guard wherever he feels some Democratic politician is not following his order.
Donald Trump is threatening to defund California, but it's Econ 101. California is a donor state. We provide over $80 billion more in tax revenue to the federal government than the federal government provides to the people of the state of California. We help pay federal bills. So if Donald Trump's going to continue to threaten 40 million Americans that live in California, maybe we should consider withholding those resources.
All right, I was about ready to go to bed, but holy shit, Gavin Newsom just came out swinging at Tom Homan and Trump.
Yesterday, he did not rule out literally arresting you, nor Mayor Bass, if you interfere in his work. He said you hadn't yet.
He's a tough guy. Why doesn't he do that? He knows where to find me. But you know what? Let your hands off 4-year-old girls that are trying to get educated. Let your hands off these poor people. They're just trying to live their lives, man. Trying to live their lives, paying their taxes. Been here 10 years. The fear, the horror. The hell is this guy? Come after me, arrest me. Let's just get it over with. Tough guy. You know, I don't give a damn. But I care about my community. I care about this community. The hell are they doing? These guys need to grow up. They need to stop. And we need to push back. And I'm sorry to be so clear, but that kind of bloviating is exhausting. So Tom, arrest me. Let's go.
To be honest, bravo. Like, about time. Just call him out. Call him out directly. Make him do it. Make America watch you arrest the actual sitting governor of California. Like, make them see you for the fascist.
Come with me to self-deport my mom after being in this country for 36 years. My stepdad is staying behind and he'll join her in a couple of months. They've been together for 25 years. We're driving from LA down to TJ to drop her off at the airport and she'll be flying to Mexico City. After driving an hour and 30 minutes, my sister realized she forgot her passports at home. This was her heartbroken that she wasn't going to be able to drop off my mom all the way in Mexico. So she drove back home to meet my stepdad halfway, hoping that she will make it back on time before my mom's flight. The good thing is that we gave each other more than enough time to have brunch in TJ while we waited for her. We got to the airport with 3 hours to spare. We checked in her bags and we just waited in the lounge. This is the good thing about Mexican parents trying to check in so early, because now we have all this time to spare. Look at Miss Diva getting ready. And my sister made it with 45 minutes to spare. You made it! My mom is leaving behind 3 grown-ass kids and 3 grandchildren. We are doing this all while some of the biggest ICE raids are going on back home. With my mom's complicated legal status, she decided to do this in her own terms. She has no criminal record, a hardworking taxpayer who has been working 12-hour shifts since she was 15, 6 days out of the week. She never asked for a handout. She didn't get food stamps, she didn't get welfare, she didn't even ask for child support when my dad wasn't in the picture. She asked me to not cry, to let her go in peace, to take care of myself and not to trust all these new people I'm meeting. And I told her I'm protected, to not worry about me, and that I'm gonna go see her very soon. As the eldest sister, I stayed strong. I wanted to make sure that she knew that everything was gonna be okay. But this was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. The little one, on the other hand, she was struggling. Even though we're all sad to see her go, my mom hasn't seen her mom in 22 years. She's 51 and she's going back home to Guerrero, Mexico to retire. After so many years of being here, she forgot that that was the original plan. I hate that all of this had to happen for her to make this decision, but I have a good feeling that this is gonna be good for her. This was her finally meeting with my grandma after driving 5 hours from Mexico City to her town. Mamita! If you have your parents close to you, don't forget to hug them today. And for everybody that voted for this,
Hi, I'm Hannah, and I'm about to dismantle all of your useless anti-immigration commentaries. Number 1, they're criminals. They come here illegally. Undocumented in America is not a criminal offense. It's a civil offense, so like a parking ticket. Here's a quick thinking exercise. Can you imagine if law enforcement did raids in the street, tear gassing people, hitting people with rubber bullets, cuffing them and dragging them away from their families because of an unpaid parking ticket? I can't. Also, you willingly voted in a felon, so you don't give a fuck about the law. Boom. Dismantled. Number 2, they commit crimes on US soil. They're terrorists. It is so largely proven that immigrants commit crimes so much less than natural-born United States citizens, mostly because the vast majority of them aren't criminals. This can be easily sourced if you know how to read. Boom, dismantled. 3. They're taking all of our jobs and our housing. There's a reason they do the jobs that they do. They very skillfully do backbreaking work that supports the wellness of our country that Americans tend to not really want to do. Also, aren't you the same people that say nobody wants to work anymore, and that people need to pull themselves up by the bootstraps, regardless of the economic climate? How is it that they're taking our jobs, and nobody can get a job, but also nobody wants to work? Pick a lane, bitch. Also, please enlighten me when an undocumented immigrant won a bid over a house from you. I'll wait. Boom, dismantled. 4. Obama and Biden did this too. Yep, they deported people too. Neither of them were saints, and most of us don't claim them to be. However, I don't recall immigrants being scared for their lives and their families' lives under those administrations. People are being kidnapped, tackled, zip-tied, and sent away, with no legal authority to back it up. ICE agents are playing the role of not only law enforcement, but also the judge, which is illegal. Did you know that Obama actually set up policies to help undocumented children and families that Trump is now taking away? Boom, dismantled. 5. They take advantage of our government and take all of our tax dollars. Undocumented immigrants largely do not qualify for government assistance, with some very rare exceptions. We literally do not have the capability to take advantage of our government. It is impossible enough as a citizen to try and apply for government assistance. The hoops that they make you jump through make it feel virtually impossible. Did you know that immigrants pay literal billions of dollars in taxes, federal, state, and local? In 2022, they paid $97 billion into our taxes. They pay into a system that they don't even benefit from. Boom, dismantled. 6. I'm not racist, I just want to make America great again. You're just racist. Boom, dismantled.
The checks and balances ultimately collapse if Congress fails to do its part, or if the courts fail to do their part, or if both do their part, but the president defies them anyway. Well, friends, that is called a constitutional crisis. And that is a crisis that will eventually impact everyone. Because it would mean that the rules that protect our fundamental rights and freedoms, that ensure each of us has a say about how our government works, will no longer matter. And if that happens, the one check, the one balance, the one power that must not fail is the voice of the people.